building a red inventory with the least amount of money possible, and let me know what color you want me to do next. And starting off with the USP, this one is very easy. I went to the check engine in factory new, which only costs $1, and then we have the Desert Eagle Serpent Strike, which is a new skin. It came out like 2 weeks ago, and it's perfect because if it wasn't for this one, the cheapest one would be the Crimson Web for like $15, but right now you can get this one in minimal wear for like $2 or $3. And then we have the SG Cyber Force, which is a skin that you never see anyone use, but looks good and just fits here. You can get the factory new for 30 cents. Next up for the op, we have the Duality, which isn't the best looking skin, right? But when it comes to cheap red op skins, it's the best and quite literally the only one, even though it's not fully red, but the minimal wear is around $5. Next up we have the Duo Barreras Bordeaux, which is a new skin from the Radiant collection, and yeah, it's kinda pink, but it's kinda red too, so I'll count it, and the minimal wear you can get it for like 5 cents. And next up we have the M4A4 Evo Daimyo, which is absolutely perfect here in terms of everything. The colors are nice and the field tested is around $2. Going over to the Souvenir Og Radiation Hazard, and it's important that you get the souvenir version and scratch the stickers off, as it is going to be cheaper, and in this case the field tested is around $1.4. This video was sponsored by Skins Monkey, which is a trading platform where you can trade your old rusty CS2 skins for some new shiny ones in seconds. You just select the skins that you want to trade and the ones that you want to get. You click trade and it's done. If you use my code OZNI on the website, you get a bonus of up to $5 for free and a 35% bonus when buying balance. They also host giveaways in the freebies page, and link to Skins Monkey is in the description. For the P250 I chose the Nevermore, which is super underrated and it costs only 90 cents in minimal wear. For the Scout I went with the Redstone, which is pretty decent, but the issue here is that the field tested is around $6, but sadly that isn't a cheaper one, so I had to go with this one, which takes a lot of the budget. And then we have the Glock Candy Apple, which is just a very obvious one, and you can get the factory new for $1. Speaking of Candy Apple skins, we have the Mac 10 Candy Apple as well, which also looks great, and the factory new is only 40 cents. And the last of the Candy Apple skins is the Nova, which is ridiculously cheap, as the factory new is only 20 cents. Going over to the AK-47, I chose the Point Disarray, which is probably the best cheap red AK skin. There's a few more options, but they are more expensive. There's like the Redline and the Orbit MK, but they aren't as good and they will be like triple the price. This one in field tested is around $12. And then we have the MP9 Ruby Poison Dart, which is kinda purple as well, but honestly it's mostly red, so the minimal wear for $1.6 is pretty good. And for the Galil I chose the Firefight, which is just a solid pick, as you can get the minimal wear for just $1. And then for the 5.7 I chose the Urban Hazard, which is still my play skin to this day. I love it and it is super cheap, as the minimal wear is $1.6. Next up we have the M4A1S Night Terror, and for this one get either the factory new or this one that I'm showing, which is the minimal wear, for about 80 cents. Because higher float ones lose the red part of the skin, so obviously it won't work for a red inventory. And then for the Tech 9 I chose the Isaac, which is another very easy pick, and the minimal wear is around $4, so it is not going to be very cheap, but sadly there are no other options. And then for the FAMAS I chose the Survivor Z, which is the best in terms of price to quality ratio, as you can get the minimal wear version for literally just 50 cents. And then we have the XM Red Python, which is the best cheap one, but realistically there aren't many options, and it is still not super cheap because the field tested version of this one is around $2. And this makes it a total of around $45 for the inventory, which is honestly very cheap considering that red isn't a cheap color in general, so I think I cooked here, but this is an extra as it is not cheap at all and it is not part of the main inventory. But if you want a knife and glove combo, I would go with the Gut Knife Crimson Web field tested with the Bloodhound Gloves Chariot in field test as well. And yeah, it's not the greatest combo ever, but it is not easy to find a great red one for relatively cheap. And it is not cheap because it still costs $285, and you can also do it with the Broken Fang Gloves Needle Point, which in field tested are around $96, which in my opinion just looks so much worse. However, the price here is going to be lower because this combo is around $234, and I believe that is as cheap as it gets. That is it. Let me know what color you want me to do next, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for daily CS2 content.